Hi, everybody. Today you're going to complete step one of your project for unit one. All right, so this is how you do it. You go to desmos.com. When you get there, you need to make sure you log in with your Google account. So I'm going to log out just so I can log in to show you how to do that. Make sure you choose Google, and then you log in with your school account. Here's the reason why. You wanted to save all of your work. Okay, that's very important. You want to save all your work. Otherwise, you're going to be doing it again. Don't do it to yourself. Save all of your work. All right, now you want to go to Graphing Calculator. And we are going to import an image. So the way you import an image is by going to the plus sign over here where it says Add Item. And we're going to go down to Image. Only we don't have an image yet, right? We didn't choose one. So let's go choose an image real quick for this project. You want to choose an asymmetrical image. I'm going to choose the Nike symbol. That's asymmetrical. So you go to Images, and there goes the Nike symbol. I'm going to do 2 clicks on it. Excuse me, a right click on it, which is 2 fingers on your Chromebook, and do Save As. I'm going to save this to my Google Drive in my projects folder as a Nike logo. So I'll be able to find it again. So I save, and now I go back to the tab that has Desmos, and I go to Image, and I'm going to go to my Google Drive and get my Nike logo, which is here. And I'm going to open, and voila, there goes the logo inside. And if you notice, it's centered at the center, it's centered at the middle. And this also shows you that it's centered at the middle here. All right. So now the way you go, the next step that you do after you import the image is find the points along the edges of the Nike logo. But you want to do them in order. Okay. You want to do them in order and list them in order in your spreadsheet and on this copy here. So let's go ahead and find our first point. You can go to Add. We're going to go add a table. And our first point, let's start here. Our first point is about, now if you notice, these are counting by 2s, yes? So this will be 1. This will be 1.5. That makes this about 1.75. So I'm going to go 1.75 as my Y coordinate. And my X coordinate is going to be, if this is 2, that's -3. That makes this -3.5. So my X coordinate is going to be -3.5. Voila, there goes my first point. And so now I'm going to find the points along the edges here, and I'm going to find at least 10 points, all right, to go around. So I'm going to continue to go, and you can actually find these points first and then type them in to see if they work, or you can find them along the way like I am right now. So this is -4. So that makes this about, and that will be -4.5. That makes that 5. So I'm going to say this is about -4.75. And my Y coordinate would be 0 because I didn't go up or down. There you go. Next, this is a round, and when it's a curve, you want to get like 3 points on that curve. So I'm going to get a point here, and a point about here to go around that curve, okay? So my point here is going to be, hold on, I'm going to get one here first. So that's going to be about, let's call it -4.85. I'm going to say 85. And my Y coordinate would be about a 1, a -1, because it's below the X axis. So that's about right there. And so now I'm going around the curve, right? And remember I told you I want about 3 points on this curve to show that it's a curve, okay? So I'm going to come right here. And this is about negative 4.5. And if I go to the y-axis, it's about negative 1.5. Like so. And so I got my other point. Now I'm going to find this point. So remember to look at the x-axis. This point is on negative 4, but on the y-axis, it's a little bit above negative 1.5. So let's call it negative 1.75. So negative 4 and negative 1.75, because it's closer to the negative 2, right? It's right here, closer to negative 2. All right, so when I do that, that point ends up right there. And as you can see, with 3 points on that corner, it makes it look like a corner. All right, so now I am going to, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, I need at least 10 points at minimum, 10 points. So I'm going to find this point right here. And this is going to be about, I'm going to say this is negative 1.75. I'm going to say this is negative 1.6. How about that for the y coordinates? Now, for the x coordinate, it's going to be negative 3 because it's right here in between the negative 2 and the negative 4. So it's negative 3. And I strategically chose that point because I didn't want to do any more decimals. And that's okay. You don't have to do, if you can avoid doing a decimal, do it. All right, so here we have negative 2. And actually, if you notice, this is kind of straight all the way out, right? So I can plan my points. I know I need about 3 right here to do this curve. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And I know I need about 3 right here to do this curve. So I can actually get a point here, all right? And then get about 3 or 4 in here. Now, you don't have to have just 10. You have to have a minimum of 10. So if we need a little bit more, we'll get a little bit more. So I am going to go ahead and go all the way to this end and get this point right here, because this is a straight line. So if I have a point here and I have a point here, it's going to give me a straight line. So this is about 4. This is 5. So that would be 4.75 for the x coordinate. Notice that I'm going in order around the figure on purpose, right? We don't want to just go all over the place. All right, so this is a 1. That will make this 1.5, which will make this 1. Let's say 7, 1.7 maybe. Let's try that. Yep, that's good enough. Okay. All right, and if you want to make it, and then we want to come back down here. We want to come back down through here. So let's go ahead and deal with this curve right here. Remember, with this curve, we need about 3 points to show that it's really curved. So I'm going to start right here with the curve. That's negative. So this is negative 2. That's negative 3. That will make this negative 2.5. And then what would the y coordinate be? So let's see, y coordinate would be, if this is 1, right, that would be 0.5. And this is up here, so that'd be like maybe 0.25 or a little bit less. So negative 0.25. Yeah, that does it. That works. Okay. All right, let's keep on going in. We want to get around this curve here. So let's find a point here. Let's do this one right here. So this is, if this is negative 4, and that's 3, so that makes this negative 3.5. So what's the y coordinate? If this is negative 3.5, the y coordinate is, so if this is, remember this was negative 0.25 for the y coordinate. This is a little bit further up than that. So I'm going to call it negative 0.15. How about that? And that's pretty good. Okay. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just, you know, get enough where you can see that it's going around the edge. All right. So now I'm going to get this point, and this is actually going to be my last point because that gives me 10 points. All right. So it's not quite at -4. Do you notice that? It's not quite at -4. So we're going to call this negative 3.75. 3.75, negative 3.75. And this time we're above the x-axis, so the y-coordinates are going to be positive, and the y-coordinate is about right here. So if this is 1, that makes this, and this is 0.5, that will make this 0.75. So 0.75 is going to be positive. That's not good enough. Let's bring that a little bit over. Let's do 0.8. I don't like it. I think I needed more in. 0.9, 0.95. I'm a little bit better with that. I think I like that better than what I had before. All right, so now I have my points. And so these are the points that I copied to my table. And that's it.